Today we have the NECA exclusive San Diego Comic-Con 2019 John Connor figure in the likeness of Edward Furlong from what I consider to be the greatest action film of all time, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Now, I wasn't at a Comic-Con, but NECA always opens a couple of these for orders for people who can't go, and luckily I managed to snatch one of these on the 3 days that the sales were going on. So let's go ahead and take a look at this figure. On the front, you have a large picture of a young Edward Furlong as John Connor as he appears in the movie. It says Terminator 2 Judgment Day at the top. If we flip to the sides, it says Terminator 2 Judgment Day. On the other side, it's the exact same thing. If you flip to the back, there's some promo shots and some write-up. And on the top of the box, let's see, you flip it, it says Terminator 2 Judgment Day. You flip to the bottom, and there is the credits or the people responsible for the figure. Now, if we crack this open to the front, you can see there is a window so you can see the figure. And that's the package it comes in. So let's take a look at the figure. And here's the figure out of the package, but still in the plastic wrap. As you can see, it comes with a few stuff. No extra hands. He does come with an extra head. We'll take a closer look at these extra accessories, but let's move further and take a look at the figure itself. But before we do that, let's take a look at this. You can actually take out the cardboard backing inside the box. It is the scene from when the T-1000 chases John on this motorcycle through this tunnel and he's saved by the T-800. You can take it out and use it as a backdrop diorama. So there's that as an extra. And here's John Connor out of the package. As you can see, he comes with his backpack already attached. I guess that's an extra accessory that's hidden right there. Here's the other head he comes with. He has a bandana on this one. As you can see, goes all around to the back. Let's take a closer look at it. You can see that on mine there's a little bit of paint application missing right at the tip of the hair right here. I think his eyes seem to be a little darker on this head than the regular one. The bandana goes all the way around. There's some nice paint that brings out the details. The back is a nice soft plastic, and yeah, there's a little bit of dirt on his face, which is accurate. You don't know which scene it comes from. Well, it's actually not from the film. It's actually from the Universal Studios attraction T2. I think it was called Battle Across Time. Here's a clip from it, so you can see John's wearing the bandana there. And this is the regular head, which I think looks a lot more like Edward Furlong than the one with the bandana. But he's got this kind of scared look on his face the entire time. But I do prefer this head over the bandana one. And just a quick comparison, here's how the bandana head looks like on the body. Here's the other accessories the figure comes with. We've got the Atari portfolio that John uses to hack into Skynet and to hack into the ATM machine. It's kind of attached together, or one solid piece with this long thin plastic string attaching it. And here's the endoskeleton inside the glass case at Skynet. It's a clear plastic that you can see through. And let's take a closer look at that endoskeleton inside that arm. So here's a closer look at the details. You can see the nice detailing that goes on inside. It's a really nice piece. It's got nice black wash to it that really brings out the details, and you can't open it or anything. It doesn't open in the film or anything anyway, so I guess that's fine. And here's the Atari portfolio he uses to hack, and so it's attached with this long parallel port cable here, and it has this long ribbon cable that goes out to this card that he uses to hack into the ATM and into Skynet. And here is a comparison between the endoskeleton arm inside the case and an actual T-800 endoskeleton. This is also from the NECA T-800 endoskeleton. And as you can see, it looks to be the same exact mold. Yeah, it's the same exact mold. It's got the same kind of paint apps going on. It's probably one solid piece, unlike the endoskeleton, which has articulation at the wrist. And here's John's Honda XR100. And as you can see, it's missing the XR that's labeled on the back. And you can see in promotional shots, they had a GNR label, Guns N' Roses kind of label on the back, but that's missing as well. So here's a closer look at the motorcycle. You can see he's got some accurate scrapes there. It's got that dirt in the film, and he's got some nice detail to the entire bike. It's got the same kind of look that you see on the metallic pieces on the T800 Terminators. There's a porthole right there, and it's a little kickstand that actually works. Well, I'll show that later. And you know, the wheels, they spin. They're nicely detailed, and they spin, and it articulates. So you can see that you can rotate the motorcycle back and forth. It's got this, nothing else up here moves, but it's nicely molded. It's a really nice piece. There's the missing label again. It's just painted white right here. It's got nice dirt and grime all over it. And the back wheel obviously spins as well. There's the kickstand again. And yeah, like the other pieces don't move. Those seem to be the only pieces that are articulated, but it's got some nice detailing up in here. And yeah, nice. And here's the bike with the kickstand up, so it works. That's good. You know, you just port it back there, and here's an example of the little stand that comes with it. So if you don't want the kickstand there, you can just plug this in, and the bike stands like it's on the move. And here is John on the bike, and as you can see, he doesn't quite sit flush to the bike. There's a space between his butt and the bottom of the seat. I guess it seems as if he's in a high-speed chase, and maybe he's standing high trying to get away from T1000. If you have his hands grasping the bike, you can obviously turn the wheels left and right, and he kind of turns along with it. So that's cool. Okay, and let's just go through the articulation. So as you can see, John's head can tilt left and right like this much. It's pretty good. He can look down about this far, which looks like this from the front. And if you tilt it up, you can only tilt up about this far, not too high, but it looks like this from the front. And he can do the exorcist head twist. And his arms come out to about 90 degrees at the shoulders. And his elbows can bend in on the right side, not really 90 degrees, but on the left side it comes out about 90. So I don't know if it's just my figure. You can see this is 90, but this is not, so I don't know if it's just my figure. But the wrist rotates left and right and can spin all the way around, and this one rotates forward and back, but you can always unplug it and plug it in and switch the rotation, so you can rotate left, like the same way, left and right. And if you look here, he's got an ab crunch at the top right here, and it crunches about this far forward and this far back. And he's got a swivel at the mid ab that allows him to have a great range of motion. It can be used with the ab to crunch more. You can split his legs pretty far. Looks kind of weird with the little ball pegs kind of hanging out. And there's his butt right there, and you can bend at the knee about 90 degrees. The shoes are kind of attached to some sort of like a peg, and they kind of rotate all around, but they bend down about this far, bend up about this far, and you have this ankle pivot, and they do have peg holes at the bottom. And to measure out the figure, he stands just about 6 inches, which makes him about 15.2 centimeters. And here are the other Terminator figures for comparison. Here is the T800 Arnold figure and the Sarah Connor figure. As you can see, they all scale pretty well. And here are the two T1000 figures. I know the Genesis figure is not in Terminator Judgment Day, but I just like having more T1000. We just need more T1000 figures. We need more T1000s. So here he is. They scale pretty well. And here's how John scales to the T800 endoskeleton, along with the T800 arm in the glass casing, or plastic casing, I guess, in this case. And here he is, along with some Marvel Legends 6-inch figures. This is now the Terminator line. The NECA line is a 7-inch figure, so you can see how he scales. He's a bit tall. I think he's supposed to be younger than a high school Peter Parker, but he looks much older. He's much taller, so he doesn't really scale well with this figure, but I don't think that's really matters. And here he is with a couple of 7-inch figures. We have Deckard from my favorite film of all time, Blade Runner 2049, a NECA figure, and he scales well with this figure. And here's a Diamond Select, Marvel Select, Captain America from Winter Soldier, and these scale well. They're 7-inch figures, so they scale well with this figure. And that is it for the Ultimate John Connor figure. I hope you guys like this overview. And if you do, please like and subscribe to my channel so I can upload more content. And keep following. Thanks.